I like this music. Is that a hot take? Is that a bet? Sunday Night Football theme?
No.
It's good.
Like, would you listen to it in the car?
On the way to Sunday Night Football?
No, just in general.
Like today?
Today. On a random day, like, do you have a playlist where that would even come up?
That's a good question. I don't have that. Would it stop me? No.
Okay.
Would it be weird if you pulled up to a traffic light today and someone's just sitting there blasting this?
I mean, really, you could just have all the songs ready to go today, just driving around.
You could.
I think I'd get pretty fired up, except for the
Fox. Would Fox get you going?
No, CBS would. Amazon would not. Don't we hate the Amazon one?
It's fine. Does Netflix have music?
I couldn't tell you. We had the sound down on Christmas last year, so I don't remember.
Howard's here. Hey, Howard, what's up?
Boys, how we doing?
We're okay.
Good.
How are you?
I'm ready for football. Joe, I'm with you. I was driving in today going, I could go for like maybe one more week off, and then let's get going.
Yeah, I'm good. A good June 1st start to the season.
Yeah, the heck with OTAs and minicamp and all that. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's move things up.
Let's play half the season in June and July, then you get 2 months off, and then we'll come back and play the rest of it.
There you go.
I mean,
Split season.
Although I think I just gave them off in like September and October, which are the best football months probably.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Good point. Yeah.
Well, were you tracking every leak? The way yesterday went for me was, where are the leaks? Let's get some more leaks. And then 2 hours later, it was there are simply too many leaks.
I started to track it. I really did. And I'm with you. My head started to explode. Who do you believe? Who don't you believe?
Yeah.
Wait, it's one game, but I want more. So I just stopped checking until the schedule came out. Although someone told me that there was, I think it was Yards Per Pass, tweeted out the full schedule, and I think that exactly was how it played out.
Yep.
So I did look at that about a half hour before the release, and I thought, yeah, I'm good with that schedule.
Yeah, I just wanted to know the Bills schedule. And I feel like everybody on the internet should have known, don't leak me Cardinals games. I don't care. I just want the Bills schedule leaked. No.
Not sure the Cardinals fans care.
Here's Cardinals Chargers, week 12. Okay. Once if you're not, all I really wanted leaked was the important games and Christmas and
you
all
wanted
that
to
stuff.
know that you could watch your Chiefs on both Thanksgiving and Christmas, get the kids together, get the family together.
I've got a stat on that for you. The Chiefs are the first team in history to play five primetime games in the first 8 weeks of the season.
Good. Maybe they'll be worn down, tired, fatigued, and start losing football games. Or maybe their luck will run out. Well, it did in the Super Bowl. But anyway, I got ahead of myself.
The Chiefs are also playing on Memorial Day and the 4th of July, by the way, and Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Flag Day.
You make one road trip. Which is if you could only go to one road game?
Well, I got to be careful here because I don't want all the tee times to book up at every course, but we're trying to go to Carolina. Shh. But there's a lot of courses.
Keep that a secret.
We're trying.
Joe Marino's probably got
Carolina.
it in.
Listen, we'll talk about it with Joe. We're all trying to get to Carolina, and we're all trying to play the best courses in Carolina and see the Bills play the Panthers. In part because it also might be the kind of stadium you could actually get into.
Is Quail Hollow a public course?
No.
It is not.
There's another. North Carolina has another. Not
they have
Pine
lots.
something. No, they're like
Pinehurst.
Pinehurst. That's in North Carolina.
Pinehurst.
They've got some major courses.
Tobacco Road, Pine Needles. It's just there's a million to choose from.
Past that, though, I think this is the year for the Miami trip for the average Bills fan.
Look at you.
The Miami trip, it's in November, and the road schedule in totality isn't like elite.
The Fin season will be over by then.
Destinations.
Be a lot of Bills fans in the stadium.
Although it might be a good time to end their season. It depends what type of year they're having. Last year they ended the Dolphin season in week 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good trip. Good. You should experience a Bills Dolphins game in Miami at some point. Everybody should.
Houston, Atlanta. Not to say I wouldn't have fun in these cities, but they're not like cities I've ever I gotta get to Atlanta someday.
Yeah, there is a crossover if you want it. Brent Axe from Syracuse pointed out that SU plays Miami the same week the Bills play Miami. So you want to go see Syracuse football and Fran Brown, you could do the back-to-back.
Will they be worth it this year?
They
lost their quarterback, right? The kid who was really good.
Yeah, maybe.
Did they get Notre Dame's backup or something, though?
They've got a couple different options.
Okay.
Who knows?
Drove by the Dome the other day, thought of you.
Thanks.
In beautiful Syracuse.
Yes.
It's always going to be the Carrier Dome, by the way.
It's lovely this time of year, Syracuse.
It is. It was very nice.
That's what I'm told.
Wait, does that mean that they'll be tearing up the field the day before in Miami?
I think they play at a different stadium. They don't play at that stadium. They play at the...
The U?
Yeah.
I thought they play at the same stadium.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure they play at the same
Hey, is the
stadium.
Orange Bowl still in existence?
I don't know.
Where else would they play if they don't play at Hard Rock?
I'm pretty sure Miami plays their games at Hard Rock.
You're right. It is Hard Rock.
Okay,
so, yes, they will play there the day before.
All right.
Tell them to take good care of the surface.
Yeah, maybe.
Syracuse and Miami. I'm looking at the full schedule here. It is Hard Rock Stadium, November 8th.
Okay. We were talking about how the Ryder Cup almost lined up with Bills Jets, but it missed it by like 12 days.
So stay
Yeah, the next thing that could line up is when the hockey schedule comes out. Like, could you match up a couple times with the Hurricanes? And no, that'll be October 26th. There'll be games there for Carolina. So we could do all that. Yeah. One thing, if anybody thinks this way, it's kind of like the draft. We have all our mock drafts, then the draft happens, and then the next day somebody posts the following year's mock draft. So I'm just going to do that. Next year's opponents.
Oh my God. We're not picking 2 years worth of games, are we?
I'm just going to tell you next year's opponents.
Yeah.
You're thinking, should we have a big road trip this year? The road schedule's not that great. Next year, the Bills go to Vegas.
Oh, nice.
They go to Denver.
Very lovely city.
Green Bay.
Never been there? I feel like you should go to Lambeau at one point.
Minnesota.
Very good.
And then the crossovers, the AFC South and the NFC West. The South, probably not going to be anybody too exciting. But the NFC West, that could be the Rams.
Who are in Australia.
And that could be Australia.
Ooh, that would be a nice trip.
Or that could be a return trip to, what? Arizona, San Francisco,
No international
Seattle.
game this year, so they'll get one next year then, right?
Probably, yeah.
Makes sense to send Josh Allen and the Bills somewhere international.
Yeah. And coming here next year, Lions, Chiefs again, Bears, Chargers.
Yeah, because we have a bet on what the first game at the new stadium will be.
That's right. I forgot about that bet.
Wow.
I've got Chiefs, Patriots, Jets, and Bears. Are the Bears on there? Who would they play the North? Right?
Yep.
And then you have Dolphins, Chargers, Lions, and whoever the AFC North opponent is.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I'd be the Chiefs, right? Bills, Chiefs, first game ever.
Chiefs. That is over.
It's a bad pick.
Come on. Thursday night season opener, Bills hosting Chiefs. It's a must.
803-0550 if you want to chime in. All right, Howard's going to pick the Bills. We've been, dawdling long enough.
And by the way, so I was just reading Cynthia Freeland in the break. She just had her projections. She has the Bills at 11.4 wins.
Over.
That point 4 is going to be tough.
I think Howard will have them over. The point 4 will be tough.
You never know. What if they're going like 9-8, huh? Just
Maybe.
when you think you know the answers.
Go ahead. You pick them to go 9-8 right now.
I change the questions.
All right, let's do it. Howard picks the Bills.
A tradition unlike any other.
We remodeled our family room. We got rid of all the furniture, pulled up the carpets. We're redoing the whole room, which makes it inaccessible. She said, "Can I watch the game with you Sunday?" And of course I said no.
It's time for Howard to pick the Bills!
I don't want to do that. What? Can't I just sit in the corner and drink?
On WGR Sports Radio 550.
Okay, first edition 2025 pick of the Bills. Here we go. It's a juicy one right off the bat. Baltimore.
Do we like a Sunday Night Football home opener?
We love it.
And have we prepared have you gone through your menu for all your home game tailgates?
No. We don't have time to make food anymore.
Really?
No. All we do is make mac and cheese, and we don't have time for
Cheerios.
food.
No crab cakes.
Dry
opener?
Cheerios on the menu.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
No,
I think we're probably past
no
that.
time for food.
How
do you like the matchup?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I think I don't know that Baltimore's going to have some questions on defense. I know they added DeAndre Hopkins. I just saw they re-signed or extended Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. So I think their offense is still going to be really good. I would say I think this is a really cool game to open up the season with. It's the toughest game of the first, month and a half, 2 months in the schedule. I will take the Bills because you can't open the season at home with a loss to the Ravens. They're going to beat Baltimore. Sunday Night Football, final year at the stadium. Everybody will be pumped. That's a big win.
One thing I'll say, we got into this a little bit earlier. Watching a return trip, for Baltimore here, two things you want out of that game. You want the defense to play better because they gave up 10 yards per pass in that game. They did get 3 turnovers, but they got carved up defensively.
Well, the run defense in the first meeting last year wasn't exactly
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that playoff game, offensively, they did not do very much.
Right.
Joe had it up here. Allen hit Shakir on a 3rd and 8 on the first drive, and after that, the Bills' passing game did nothing. They had 127 yards passing on the day. Allen was bottled up. The offense did not run or pass well. They got a couple turnovers. They got the job done, of course, but a Baltimore matchup is a challenge on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it's a good, the Bills made big moves to overhaul their defense and make it better, we'll know right away if some of those moves paid off. Granted, the two guys are suspended, but you still have everybody else on defense to face Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, I'll take the Bills.
Yeah, by the way, that game on that chart, so that one pass to Shakir early, Josh never completed a pass that traveled more than 7 yards in the air the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yikes. Did not know that.
Very short.
Keep a win, though.
Bills win over Baltimore. At the Jets, Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Glenn, okay. I just think that Jets keep trotting out guys that just don't move the needle for me. I don't know that Justin Fields is going to do that well. They lost DJ Reed. Mm-hmm. Their offensive line. I just don't see the Jets doing much of anything this season, so I will take the Bills to win.
Bills win 2-0. Thursday Night Football, home against Miami.
This is the end of the Mike McDaniel era with the Dolphins, right? This is it.
I think so.
They have to actually make the playoffs and probably win a playoff game because all they do is lose to good teams on their schedule.
And they're not exactly set up to be that team this year, I don't think.
No. Are they still going to trade Jalen Ramsey? Is he still there, by the way?
They've made it sound like if they can't trade him, they will find a way to cut him. So, yeah.
All right, well, their cornerback depth is very bad. They lost Javon Holland. I love the pick of Kenneth Grant. I think their defensive line will be really good, but it's Miami, and they can't beat good teams. And Josh owns the Dolphins, so chalk up a win for the Bills.
Win started 3-0. Home against the New Orleans Saints. What will the spread be?
It might be 20.
Wow. I mean, Bills by 45.
That's a party game.
I'll take the Bills.
Bills win 4-0. Home New England Sunday Night Football.
I like the coaching hire. I'm not a huge Vrabel guy, but let's face it, he's an upgrade over what they had. And I really liked some things I saw in Drake May last year. This is, of course, the Stephon Diggs and Mac Hollins revenge game.
Oh, yeah.
But I think New England will be improved. I know they spent a ton of money. They tried to help out their defense. I think they will be better, but they're certainly not in the class of the Bills. Take the Bills to win the game.
Bills win. I'm looking for any other former Bill on this roster that's a little further down the depth chart, but I don't see any.
Alex Austin. I don't know.
Who?
Cornerback Alex Austin, was he with the Bills?
They drafted him in the 6th round.
Okay.
That hardly qualifies. So.
Okay, there you go.
I was looking this up the other day. I'm not just walking around with that information.
Remember this guy.
Yeah.
Bills win. Back to the schedule. At Atlanta, Monday Night Football heading to the bye.
Did you know another revenge game? Falcons added Leonard Floyd.
Oh, okay.
Spend some draft picks to help their pass rush. I will tell you this. 2 things here. One, I was always a Michael Penix fan in college, and I thought he was really good. And I like to throw a curveball every now and then, so I'll take the Falcons to win this game.
Michael Penix.
Wow.
I always like to keep the Bills fans from getting too cocky. You got to keep them grounded, so I'll throw a loss in there.
This is also does Ray McLeod have a big day?
Oh, yeah. He'll probably, is he still doing returns?
He's there. He's listed as their kick returner.
Yeah, he'll return a touchdown.
Okay, wow. Yeah. Bills lose to Atlanta.
The bye is coming up. They made vacation plans. Friday, when I worked with you, Friday shows before I went on vacation, you probably covered 3.5 of the 4 hours. I mean, I mailed it in. So, yeah, I'll take a loss.
Out of the bye week at Carolina.
Well, the Bills have never lost out of the bye week, right? Under Sean McDermott?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah. Yep.
So let's continue that. I think there will be tons of Bills fans in the crowd at Carolina. Mm-hmm. And Carolina's defense was poo last year. Can you say poo on the air?
I think
they were really bad. I like Bryce Young. I thought he made some really nice strides last year, but their defense should get just crushed by the Bills.
Bills win. Home Kansas City. We begin the 425 slate.
Chiefs are done, right? The Chiefs era is over, right? Wasn't the Super Bowl the official beginning of the end?
Do you think that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, they'll win their division, they'll win their division. But I don't think we look at Kansas City as the gold standard anymore. I don't.
That's going to be an interesting thing to track this year.
I mean,
what they were last year.
Their margin of error last year was so far.
If they have the same season they did last year, they're not going to win 15 games.
Right?
I agree with that, but
they're going to win 10.
They had a fatal flaw built in.
That's true.
And do they still have it? The offensive line?
Well,
their offensive line was a mess.
Right. They brought in. They changed their tackle spot. Who they signed?
They got rid of Joe Thuney, and they brought in the dude from San Francisco. The reaction when they signed him was, this guy's not very good, and you overpaid him.
And they drafted their first-round pick was a tackle.
They tagged Trey Smith.
They like the rookie, though. He just has injury stuff.
And they drafted wide receiver Jalen Royals, right?
I like
him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the Bills will win. I mean, it's the regular season. They always beat the Chiefs.
This will be 5 in a row.
Is that what it would be?
They would beat the Chiefs in the regular season.
Wow, I'll take it.
I mean, Andy Reid's not showing his stuff, though. Of course they're going to win.
Well, let's hope they don't play him in the playoffs again. I can't handle it.
The Chiefs went offensive line, 2 pieces on the defensive line, a corner, a wide receiver, linebacker, running back. Yeah.
Rashi Rice is probably back by then, if he even is suspended.
Hollywood Brown re-signed? He's still there, right?
Hollywood Brown, Rashi Rice, Xavier Worthy would if everyone's healthy, would be their 3 receiver duo for that game.
Sure. Whatever, we'll probably have plenty of time to talk about the Chiefs. I do not think that they are done. I think what we just watched was 2 straight years where they were very gettable.
Yeah.
And the Bills didn't get them.
Nobody got them. Well, that's not good.
The Eagles got them.
That's troubling.
But the Bills, should be, of course. You picking the Bills to win?
Yeah.
Bills win. Bills beat the Chiefs. At Miami.
Sweep.
Home Tampa, 1 o'clock.
I think Tampa's a strange team. You know what? I was thinking about this game, and I was thinking a lot about the game here a couple years ago, which was a major struggle before they beat them by, 1 touchdown? It's an ugly game. I think that's one of those games that you think there's no way the Bills are going to lose, and I think Tampa comes in here and sneaks out with a win.
2 NFC South losses. All right.
At Houston, Thursday Night Football.
Houston... They had to be disappointed, right? They were like the trendy pick after 2 years ago, and then they were kind of disappointing last year. I mean, they did have some really injury issues at wide receiver, their offensive line, and I think they've tried to address some of that in the offseason. Their defense was still really good, and they definitely went out to try and bolster their wide receiving core. I think Houston will bounce back. That is a short week and a road game. I think that's a tough thing to pull off against a good team, which should win their division. I will take the Texans.
Wow. All right. At Pittsburgh, 425. Likely Aaron
Who's
Rodgers.
Don't you dare pick this.
You're going to go with...
It's going to be Aaron Rodgers.
Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's the Steelers. The Steelers will do what they always do. They'll finish over 500. They might make the playoffs, but they won't be very good at all. So I'll take the Bills.
The Steelers' schedule is almost the same as it was last year, where it starts off nice and soft, and they're going to get to like 5-2, and people will talk about them as being good.
Yeah,
their close of the season, they close starting in week. Let's go to week 10. Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens.
Woo! The Browns is the easiest game in there.
Yeah,
but there's not. Wow, that's tough.
They open Jets, Seahawks, Patriots, Vikings, Browns.
Okay, so they could get some steam going there.
Watch them get to 6-3. Is Pittsburgh contending? Tomlin's doing it again.
Yep.
9-8.
He'll be all banged up by that stretch anyway.
All right, so Bills over the Steelers.
Yes, sir.
Home Cincinnati.
For those keeping track at home, 9-3 he's got by the way.
This game, Burrow, obviously Joe Burrow scares me, but it comes down again to their defense and whether their defense will be trash like it was last year. I'm going to say it can't be as bad as it was. I mean, right? Weren't they losing games like scoring 30-plus points and losing games?
It could be. I mean, it's tough to be as bad as they were.
Hendrickson's not like sitting out or anything, right?
He said he's not playing on this contract.
Ooh.
So
well, that would change things.
They have a dilemma.
They did go heavy in the draft on defense, so maybe those guys help them improve a little bit. I am actually going to pick the Bengals in this game.
Bengals.
That's 3
largely based on Joe Burrow, but this will be a great test of, hey, the Bills tried to fix their defense in the offseason. How do you do it against Joe Burrow?
3 out of 4 losses.
Can I ask you, they got 3 out of 4 losses. They are, 9-5?
9-4.
9-4. They're 9-4 with 4 games to go. What is it that is happening here? Why are they losing?
I think it's you guys and your negativity, personally. My guess is this show is just crushing these guys at this point, and it probably is weighing on them.
Yeah, right.
Mentally.
That might be right.
Why are they losing? I would say it's still the defense would be the biggest issue at that point.
At New England.
Sweep.
Win.
Yeah, I think they'll run the division table, basically.
At Cleveland.
I mean, Could they be more of a tire fire than they were last year? Yes.
Who starts for the Browns? Shedeur Sanders?
Such a good question.
Flacco?
In
No,
that game or
Flacco's
week
done
one?
by then, right? Yeah, Shedeur Sanders. Why not?
Home Philly.
That's tough because everybody's talking about why did they put that game at the end of the season? Would it mean
I agree with
anything for
that.
both teams? So I understand all that. It isn't. What happened to you? We don't close with 3 division games anymore. That's not a. I will take the. I'll take the Bills. Revenge for the loss in overtime in Philadelphia a couple years ago, whenever it was.
So the record is 11-5 right now?
4 going into the final game of the season.
Well, we're missing one because there's 17 games.
12 and 4.
12 and 4. Sorry,
12 and
just counting
4.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
12-4. The losses to Atlanta, Tampa, Houston, and Cincinnati.
Yes.
So 11-4. 12-4.
Yeah.
Does a win over the Jets, 13-4, mean the first round bye? Does 13-4 get a bye?
I don't think so. Well,
You would have
it could,
Houston.
It could. Well,
Houston's going to win, right? Kansas City will win their division.
the good news is
you have, you have wins over Baltimore and Kansas City.
so
Ooh.
maybe it will.
Maybe it will. Maybe they'll have a tiebreaker.
And those two teams both, in my opinion, have tougher division slates.
Yep. So Bills, Jets, you're picking
I'll take the Bills.
Bills. 13-4. With some surprising losses. But I mean everybody would probably take 13-4.
Oh, I'm sure I'll hear about the surprising losses. Someone will yell at me for ruining their trip to Atlanta.
Yeah. I would bet you're favored for the 1 seed with
Did
that
you guys
record.
make official picks yourselves? Have you kicked around a number at all?
Not really.
I picked the Patriots.
So you're just hanging me out to dry every time we do
Yeah,
this?
it's
what
we're
you did.
not allowed to pick the Bills. You have copyright or trademark on that.
I'll sell it to you.
I'm
Lease it
I'm
out.
broke.
Yeah.
Franchising.
You're broke?
I'm broke.
Aren't you saving up for college?
No.
Okay, don't worry. You got a few years.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to see you, boys.
Thank you.
as well.
I'll
Thank
see you at training camp or whatever. We'll talk in the summer.
Sounds good.
All right.
Howard picks the Bills, 13-4. I do like that question about the Chiefs. Maybe we'll kick that around. It's like the idea that do people think they're done? Or that they are not the same anymore?
I got a good thought on that.
All right. 803-0550. Not the gold standard anymore. In that case, who is? Jeremy and Joe, thank you, Howard. We'll back in a moment.